The cafe on Sunset Boulevard was the kind of place where deals were made over cappuccinos and first impressions mattered. Khalil Mercer sat alone in a corner booth, checking his watch for the third time. He was 38 years old, billionaire CEO wearing a Tom Ford suit that cost more than most people's rent. His assistant had set up this blind date, insisting he needed to meet normal people and stop turning into a robot. The woman, someone with the initial M, was already 20 minutes late. Khalil was about to leave when he heard a small voice say, "My mom's sick, so I came instead." He looked up to find a little girl standing at his table. She couldn't have been more than 7 years old. Dark skin, braids coming loose, red cardigan, mismatched socks, backpack held together with duct tape. But it was her eyes that stopped him cold. They weren't the eyes of a lost child. They were the eyes of someone on a mission. "I think you have the wrong person, sweetheart," Khalil said gently. "Where are your parents?" The girl climbed onto the bench across from him, set down her backpack, and stared at him like she was confirming his identity. Around them, phones came out. A billionaire alone with a random child? This would be viral in minutes. "You're Khalil Mercer," she said quietly. "You were in a car accident 14 years ago." His blood went cold. Nobody talked about the accident. Nobody knew the details except his family and the lawyers who'd buried it. He'd lost 6 months of memories from the trauma. "How do you know about that?" he whispered. The little girl reached into her backpack and pulled out a folded note. Her hands were shaking as she placed it on the table. "She said you wouldn't remember her," the girl said softly. "She said you forget things that hurt too much." Khalil unfolded the note with trembling hands. "Come find me. You owe me. M." A flash hit him. Fire, broken glass, someone screaming, hands pulling him from wreckage. Then nothing. The girl was still watching him. "My name is Sky," she said. "My mama's name is Marisol. She saved your life once." She paused. "Now she needs you to save hers." Khalil stared at her, at the note, at this impossible moment. "Where is she?" he finally asked. Sky's eyes filled with tears. "I don't know if she's still alive." Before we dive deeper into this story, let us know where in the world you are watching from, and don't forget to subscribe, as that is part of the ways you can use to support us on this channel. Khalil Mercer sat alone in the corner booth, checking his watch for the third time. The blind date was already 20 minutes late. He shouldn't have come. Billionaires didn't do blind dates, but his assistant had insisted. "You need to meet normal people," she'd said. "You're turning into a robot." So here he was, waiting, feeling ridiculous. The cafe door opened. A little girl walked in. She couldn't have been more than 7. Braids coming loose. Backpack too big for her shoulders. Mismatched socks. She looked lost, but she wasn't looking around like a lost child would. She was scanning the room like she was searching for someone specific. Her eyes landed on him, and she walked straight to his table. Khalil blinked. Are you okay? Where's your mom?" The girl didn't answer right away. She just stared at him. Hard, like she was checking to see if he was the right person. Then she spoke. "My mom's sick, so I came instead." Khalil froze. "Excuse me?" "You were supposed to meet my mom today," the girl said. Her voice was steady, but her hands were shaking. "She couldn't come, so she sent me." People at nearby tables started looking. Phones came out. A billionaire talking to a random kid? That would be on Twitter in 5 minutes. Khalil leaned forward, lowering his voice. "Sweetheart, I think there's been a mistake. I don't know your mom." The girl reached into her pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. She put it on the table. "She said you'd say that." He opened it. The handwriting was shaky, rushed. "Come find me. You owe me. His stomach dropped. I don't understand, he said. The girl sat down across from him without being invited. My name is Sky. My mom's name is Marisol. She said you wouldn't remember her. She said you forget things that hurt too much. A flash hit him. Fire, broken glass, someone screaming, but it vanished before he could hold on to it. I don't know anyone named Marisol, he said carefully. Sky didn't look surprised. She looked sad. She knew you'd say that too. She pulled out another envelope. This one had his name written on it in the same shaky handwriting. She told me to give you this if you didn't remember. Khalil took it. His hands felt cold. Inside was a single sentence. 14 years ago, I pulled you out of a burning car. Now I need you to pull me out of something worse. His heart stopped. He did have a car accident 14 years ago. He didn't remember most of it. The doctor said trauma could do that. Erase things, but someone had saved him that night. He'd never known who. Sky leaned forward. My mom said if you don't come, she won't make it. She said you're the only one who can help us. Khalil looked at this little girl with the tired eyes and the trembling hands. And he knew. Walking away wasn't an option anymore. Sky dumped her backpack on the table. Out came crayons, a juice box, a stuffed bear missing one eye, and another envelope with his name on it. Khalil stared at the envelope but didn't touch it yet. Sky, how did you get here? I walked. You walked? From where? I don't know the address. Mama just said walk until I see the tall buildings and find the cafe with the blue sign. His chest tightened. A 7-year-old walking alone through the city. Did anyone bring you? An adult? She shook her head. Mama said we can't trust cars anymore. She said they track cars. Who tracks? Cars? Sky looked around nervously before whispering. The people who made her sick. Khalil felt cold. What's wrong with your mom? She's really sick, but she says that's the easy part. The hard part is the people who did it to her. Sky's voice dropped even lower. She says they're watching. Through phones, through cameras. She says they're everywhere. He watched her eyes dart to the windows, to the other customers, to the door. This kid was genuinely afraid. Sky, what did your mom tell you to do? Bring you to her. No security guards, no fancy cars, no phones. She took a breath. She said if you come alone, we have a chance. If you don't come at all, she won't make it. Khalil picked up the second envelope. His hands felt heavy. Inside was another note. Sky knows where I am. Trust her. Trust no one else. He looked at the little girl sitting across from him. Her socks didn't match. Her bear was falling apart. Her hands wouldn't stop shaking. Why me? He asked quietly. Why did your mom send you to find me? Sky bit her lip. She said you used to be brave. She said you won't run away this time. This time? Sky nodded. She said you forgot her because remembering would hurt too much. She said your brain hides things that are too painful. The fire flashed in his mind again. Screaming. Smoke. Hands pulling him. But it disappeared before he could see a face. I don't remember her, he admitted. I know, Sky said, but she remembers you. She said you saved her once too, even if you don't know it. I saved her? How? Sky looked down at her bear. She didn't tell me that part. She just said, you're even now. Except she needs you one more time. Khalil sat back. Every instinct told him this was wrong. Dangerous. A setup. But the note was real. The fear in this child's eyes was real. And if someone really had saved his life 14 years ago and was now dying, he stood up. Take me to her. Sky grabbed her backpack and her bear. We have to go now. Mama said the longer we wait, the more danger we're in. She headed for the door. Khalil followed, and behind them, a man in a black hoodie lowered his phone and stepped outside. They walked 3 blocks before Khalil asked the question. Why couldn't your mom come herself? Sky kept her eyes forward. Because she's being hunted. He stopped walking. Hunted by who? Sky stopped too. She looked up at him with eyes that had seen too much for a 7-year-old. People from the place she worked. Mama said they hurt people and pretend it's medicine. She said she saw something she wasn't supposed to see. And now we have to hide. Khalil's pulse quickened. What did she see? I don't know. She won't tell me. She says the less I know, the safer I am. He crouched down to her level. Sky, if your mom is in danger, we should call the police. No. Sky's voice was sharp, panicked. Mama said no police. She said some of them work for the bad people. She said if we call the police, we'll never see each other again. Khalil stood back up slowly. This wasn't just paranoia. This was a woman who'd seen something real and was running for her life. Where is she now? He asked. A motel. The one with the broken sign. Mama said it's the kind of place people go when they don't want to be found. They kept walking. Sky led him through side streets, avoiding main roads. She moved like someone who'd been taught how to disappear. How long has your mom been sick? He asked. 3 months. But she says it's not the kind of sick that doctors can fix. She says it's the kind of sick that happens when people want you gone. His stomach turned. You think someone poisoned her? Sky didn't answer right away. Then she whispered, Mama said it's worse than poison. Poison kills you fast. This makes you die slow, so it looks like an accident. Khalil felt his hands go cold. Why didn't she go to the hospital? She did. They sent her home, said it was stress, said she was imagining things. Sky's voice cracked. But I see her getting worse every day. She can barely walk now. They turned another corner. A rundown motel appeared ahead. Half the letters on the sign were burned out. The parking lot was empty except for 2 cars that looked like they hadn't moved in years. That's it, Sky said. Khalil scanned the area. No one around. Too quiet. Which room? 12, upstairs. They climbed the rusty staircase. Every step creaked. Khalil kept looking over his shoulder. When they reached room 12, Sky knocked softly. No answer. She knocked again. Mama? Still nothing. Khalil's chest tightened. He tried the handle. It was unlocked. The door swung open. The room was empty. Bed unmade. Bag half-packed. Medicine bottles knocked over. A chair tipped on its side. Sky's breathing got faster. She was here. She promised she'd wait for me. Khalil stepped inside carefully. The room smelled like chemicals, like someone had tried to clean something up fast. Then he saw it. A note taped to the TV. He pulled it off and read, If you're reading this, they found me first. Take Sky somewhere safe. Don't trust the clinic. Don't trust anyone. Sky started crying. Khalil turned to her, his mind racing. Whoever took Marisol knew they were coming. And now, they were next. Khalil read the note again, trying to make sense of it. Your mom was supposed to meet me today, right? At the cafe? Sky nodded, wiping her eyes with her sleeve. But she didn't come. She sent you instead. Yes. Why? Sky sniffed. She said it wasn't a real blind date. She said she made it look like that so you'd actually show up. Khalil stared at her. What do you mean? Mama said if she told you the truth, you wouldn't come. She said rich people don't help unless they think it's something normal. Sky looked down. So she made it seem like she wanted to date you. But really, she just needed to tell you something. Tell me what? That you're in danger too. His blood went cold. What kind of danger? I don't know. She wouldn't say. She just said you need to know the truth before it's too late. Khalil paced the small room. His mind was spinning. A woman he didn't remember, a child leading him into a trap, a note warning him not to trust anyone. This could all be a setup, but the fear in Sky's eyes wasn't fake. He turned back to her. Did your mom say anything else? Anything about where she might go if something went wrong? Sky shook her head, then stopped. Wait. She said if she wasn't here, it meant she was still alive. How would that mean she's alive? Because if they killed her, they wouldn't need to take her. They'd just leave her here. Khalil's stomach twisted. A 7-year-old shouldn't know how killers think. Did she say where they might take her? Sky bit her lip, thinking hard. She said there's a place, a clinic. She said some of the doctors there are good and some are bad. She said she didn't know which ones anymore. What's it called? I don't know. She just said it's where everything started. Khalil crouched down again. Sky, I need you to think very carefully. Did your mom leave anything else? Another note? A phone number? Anything? Sky looked around the room. Her eyes landed on the overturned chair. She walked over and flipped it upright. Underneath was a small key. She picked it up and showed him. Mama hides things under furniture. She said bad people look in drawers and bags, but they don't look under heavy stuff. Khalil took the key. It was small, brass, the kind that opened a locker or a storage unit. Do you know what this opens? Sky shook her head. He turned it over. There was a number scratched into the metal. It's an address, Sky said suddenly. Mama used to write numbers like that when she didn't want people to know what they were. Khalil stood. We need to go there. But what if it's a trap? Then we'll be careful. He looked at her. But if your mom left this key, she wanted us to find something. Sky grabbed her bear and her backpack. They headed for the door. But as Khalil opened it, he saw something that made him freeze. A black car parked across the street. Engine running, windows too dark to see inside. It hadn't been there when they arrived. Sky saw it too. That's them, she whispered. Khalil's heart pounded. Back door, now. They ran. They ran down the back stairs, Sky clutching her bear with one hand and Khalil's sleeve with the other. The alley behind the motel smelled like garbage and wet concrete. Khalil looked both ways. No cars, no people. Which way? He asked. Sky pointed left. Mama said always go toward crowds. Bad people don't like witnesses. Smart kid. Terrifying that she had to be. They walked fast but didn't run. Running attracted attention. 3 blocks later, they reached a busy street. Shops, restaurants, people everywhere. Khalil finally let himself breathe. Okay. We need to figure out what this key opens. Sky pulled out a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. Mama gave me this. She said if we got separated, I should go here. He unfolded it. An address, handwritten. Do you know what's there? A storage place. Mama rented a unit last month. She said she was keeping important things there. Things that could keep us safe. Khalil checked his phone. The address was 20 minutes away, but his phone also had GPS. If someone was tracking him, they'd know exactly where he went. He powered it off. We'll take a bus, he said. Cash only. No credit cards. Sky nodded like this was normal, like she'd been trained for this. They boarded the next bus. Khalil paid with a 20. The driver didn't even look up. They sat in the back. Sky pressed her face against the window, watching every car that passed. Sky, how long has your mom been running? 4 months. And she's been alone this whole time? Sky shook her head. She had a friend, a doctor. He was helping her. But then he stopped answering her calls. Do you know his name? Dr. Kaidi. Mama said he was scared. She said he wanted to help, but he was too afraid of what they'd do to him. Khalil stored the name in his memory. Did your mom ever tell you what she found? What she saw that made these people come after her? Sky hesitated, then whispered. She said people were dying. Not by accident, on purpose. And the doctors were lying about it. His blood turned to ice. She said they were testing things on people who couldn't say no. Homeless people. Immigrants. People no one would miss. Sky's voice got quieter. She said when she tried to report it, they told her she was crazy. They said if she kept talking, they'd take me away. Khalil felt sick. That's when she started collecting proof. She said if she had proof, they couldn't call her crazy anymore. What kind of proof? Papers, files, pictures. She put it all in the storage unit. The bus stopped. They got off. The storage facility was 3 blocks away. Rows and rows of orange metal doors. Cameras everywhere. Khalil looked at the key in his hand. Whatever was behind that door could answer everything, or it could get them both killed. Sky tugged his hand. We have to go in. Mama said the truth is the only thing that can save us now. He nodded. They walked toward Unit 37. Khalil slid the key into the lock. The door rolled open, and inside was something he wasn't ready for. The storage unit was small, cold, lit by a single bulb hanging from the ceiling. Inside were 3 cardboard boxes and a folder sitting on top. Khalil stepped in carefully. Sky stayed close behind him. He opened the folder first. Medical records, dozens of them. Names he didn't recognize. Dates going back 5 years. Each file had the same stamp at the bottom. Trial participant, confidential. But someone had written over the stamp in red ink, deceased. His hands shook as he flipped through them. 23 people. All dead. All within 6 months of joining the trial. What is this? He whispered. Sky looked at the papers. Mama said those people didn't know what they were signing up for. She said the doctors lied to them. Khalil opened the first box. More files, consent forms, contracts, and then something that made his stomach drop. A letterhead, his company's logo. He pulled out the document, read it twice, then a third time. It was a funding agreement, signed 3 years ago. His company had given $2 million to a medical research group. For experimental drug trials. His signature was at the bottom. He didn't remember signing it. No, he said out loud. No, I didn't know about this. Sky watched him. Mama said you wouldn't remember. She said rich people sign so many things they don't always know what they're signing. He kept digging, found more contracts, more funding agreements, all with his company's name on them. $5 million total, all going to the same research group, the same group that ran the trials. The same trials that killed 23 people. I funded this, he said, voice hollow. I paid for this. Sky didn't say anything. Khalil sat down hard on the concrete floor. His chest felt tight. Your mom knew, he said. That's why she contacted me. That's why she said I owed her. Sky nodded slowly. Mama said you didn't mean to hurt anyone. But she said you have to fix it now. He looked up at her. How? How am I supposed to fix this? Mama said you have power, money, people listen to you. Sky's eyes were steady. She said if you tell the truth, people will believe you. If she tells the truth, they'll call her crazy. Khalil's throat felt dry. He opened the second box. Photos, printed emails, bank statements, all showing payments from his company to the research group. And then he found something worse, a photo of him at a charity event, shaking hands with a man in a white coat. The back of the photo had a name written on it, Dr. Raymond Voss, lead researcher. He flipped to another photo, same man, different event, standing beside Khalil's father. His father knew. His father had introduced him to this man. His father had set up the funding. Khalil felt like the floor disappeared. My father was involved, he said quietly. Sky sat down beside him. Mama said family is hard. She said sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones who hurt us. He stared at the photos, at the contracts, at the names of 23 dead people. "What's in the third box?" he asked. Sky reached for it, opened it carefully. Inside was a USB drive and one more note. Khalil unfolded the note. It said, "Everything is on the drive. Names, dates, recordings. If you're reading this, I'm either dead or close to it. Please don't let them win." Marisol, his hands, wouldn't stop shaking. Sky looked at him with those two old eyes. "What do we do now?" Khalil stood up. "We find your mom. And then we burn this whole thing down." Khalil grabbed the USB drive and the folder with the contracts. Everything else stayed in the boxes for now. "We need to find someone who can use this," he said. "Who?" Sky asked. "A journalist, someone who can't be bought, someone who will actually publish the truth." Sky tilted her head. "Mama said she tried that. She said the first journalist she talked to got fired the next day." Khalil stopped moving. "Fired for what?" "Mama didn't say. She just said the company made a phone call and the journalist was gone." His jaw tightened. These people had reach. Real reach. "Then we find someone they can't touch." He pulled out his phone, still off. He turned it on just long enough to search for one name. Alani Cruz. Independent investigative reporter. No corporate backing. Funded by readers. Known for taking on companies that thought they were untouchable. He memorized her contact info and shut the phone off again. "There's someone," he said. "But we have to get to her without being tracked." Sky clutched her bear tighter. "How?" "We stay off cameras. Use cash. No phones." He looked at her. "Can you do that?" She nodded. They left the storage unit and locked it behind them. As they walked back toward the main street, Sky suddenly grabbed his arm. "That car." Khalil looked. A black sedan parked half a block down. Same model as the one outside the motel. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Mama made me memorize the license plate of every car that followed us. That's one of them." His heart pounded. "How many cars are there?" "3 that I know of." 3 cars. That meant at least 3 people. Maybe more. "Okay, we're not running. We're just 2 people walking. Stay calm." They crossed the street and ducked into a coffee shop. Khalil scanned the room. Back exit. He could see it past the counter. Order something," he told Sky. "Act normal." She went to the counter and asked for hot chocolate. The barista smiled at her. Khalil watched the front window. The black car hadn't moved, but a man got out. Tall, sunglasses, hands in his pockets. He walked toward the coffee shop. Khalil's pulse spiked. "Sky, we're leaving." She grabbed her hot chocolate and followed him toward the back. They slipped through the rear exit into another alley. Khalil pulled her left, then right, weaving through side streets. "Are we safe?" Sky whispered. "Not yet." They kept moving until they reached a bus stop. Different route, different direction. Khalil paid cash again. They sat near the driver this time. Sky sipped her hot chocolate, hands still shaking. Mama said they'd never stop looking for her. "Why?" Khalil asked. "What makes her so dangerous to them?" Sky looked up at him. "Because she knows who's in charge. Mama said it's not just the doctors. It's someone bigger, someone who tells everyone else what to do." "Did she say who?" Sky shook her head. "She said she'd only tell you in person. She said it was too dangerous to write down." The bus rolled through the city. Rain started hitting the windows. Khalil stared at the USB drive in his hand. Everything was on here. Names, proof, evidence that could destroy people. But without Marisol, he didn't know who the real target was. "We have to find her," he said. "How?" Sky asked. We don't know where they took her. Khalil thought hard. Then it hit him. The clinic. The one your mom mentioned. She said some of the doctors there are good. Sky's eyes widened. You think she's there? I think if she's still alive, that's where she'd try to go. But what if the bad doctors find her first? Khalil stood as the bus approached the next stop. Then we better get there before they do. The clinic was in a part of town Khalil had never been to. Old buildings, cracked sidewalks, the kind of place where people went when they couldn't afford hospitals. The sign outside said, Community Health Center. Half the letters were faded. This is it? Khalil asked. Sky nodded. Mama said this is where the good doctors work, the ones who still care. They walked inside. The waiting room was packed, people coughing, kids crying, a TV in the corner playing the news with no sound. Khalil approached the front desk. A tired-looking woman glanced up. Can I help you? I'm looking for someone. A patient. Her name is Marisol. The woman's face didn't change. We don't give out patient information. Please, it's urgent. She's in danger. The woman looked at Sky, then back at him. Sir, I can't help you. Khalil leaned closer. She came here because she trusted someone. A doctor. His name is Kadi. The woman's fingers stopped typing. I don't know that name, she said quietly, but her eyes said different. Please, Khalil said. A little girl is looking for her mother. If you know anything. I said I can't help you. The woman's voice was firmer now, almost like she was being watched. Khalil stepped back. Sky tugged on his sleeve. She knows something, Sky whispered, but she's scared. They sat down in the waiting room. Khalil watched the hallways, nurses moving fast, doctors checking charts. Everything looked normal, but something felt wrong. 20 minutes passed. Then a man in scrubs walked by. He glanced at Khalil, then at Sky. He stopped. Are you waiting for someone? The man asked. Khalil stood. Yes, Marisol. Do you know her? The man's face stayed blank. Follow me. He walked toward a side hallway. Khalil hesitated. This could be a trap. But Sky grabbed his hand. Mama said Dr. Kaidi would help us. They followed the man down the hallway. He opened a door to a small office and gestured them inside. Then he closed the door behind them. My name is Dr. Kaid, the man said quietly, and you need to leave. Now. Khalil blinked. What? Marisol told me you might come. She also told me that if you did, I should send you away. You're making things worse. Worse? She asked me to help her. She changed her mind. Dr. Kaidi crossed his arms. She realized bringing you into this puts you in danger. And if you're in danger, you're no use to anyone. Sky stepped forward. Where's my mama? Dr. Kaidi's expression softened. She's safe. For now. I want to see her. You can't. Why not? Because the people looking for her are watching this clinic. If she sees you, they'll know she's here. Khalil felt his chest tighten. Then why did she send her daughter to find me? She didn't think you'd actually come. Dr. Kaide shook his head. She thought you'd ignore the message. Stay safe. But you didn't. So what now? Khalil demanded. I just leave? Pretend I never saw that storage unit? Pretend I don't know what my company funded? Dr. Kaide stared at him. You opened the boxes. Yes. Then you know what's at stake. I know 23 people are dead. I know my money paid for it. And I know Marisol has proof. Dr. Kaide exhaled slowly. The proof isn't enough. They'll bury it, discredit her, make her look unstable. Not if I stand with her. You don't understand. These people don't just destroy reputations, they destroy lives. They already destroyed lives, Khalil shot back. 23 of them. Silence. Dr. Kaidi looked at Sky, then back at Khalil. If I take you to her, you can't leave. Once you're in, you're part of this. There's no going back. Khalil didn't hesitate. I'm already part of this. I've been part of it since I signed those contracts. Dr. Kaidi studied him for a long moment. Then he nodded. Follow me. Dr. Kaidi led them down another hallway. This one had no windows. No other people. He stopped at a door marked Staff Only and unlocked it. Inside was a staircase going down. She's in the basement? Khalil asked. It's the only place without cameras, Dr. Kaidi said, and the only place they haven't thought to check yet. They descended the stairs. The air got colder. Sky held Khalil's hand tighter. At the bottom was another door. Dr. Kaidi knocked 3 times, paused, then knocked twice more. The door opened. A woman stood there, thin, pale, eyes sunken but still sharp. Marisol. Mama! Sky ran to her. Marisol caught her daughter and held on like she'd never let go. Her whole body shook. I told you not to bring her back here, Marisol said to Dr. Kaida, voice breaking. She brought him, Dr. Kaida replied, nodding toward Khalil. Marisol looked up. Her eyes met Khalil's. For a moment, neither of them spoke. You came, she finally said. You asked me to. I didn't think you would. Her voice was rough, like it hurt to talk. I thought you'd throw the note away. Ignore my daughter. Go back to your life. I couldn't. Why not? Khalil stepped closer. Because you saved my life. And because I helped kill 23 people. Marisol's jaw tightened. You didn't kill them. You just paid for it. That's the same thing. No, she said quietly. It's not. Killing takes intention. You didn't intend for anyone to die. But they did, she nodded slowly. Yes, they did. Sky pulled away and looked up at her mother. Mama, are you okay? I'm fine, baby. You don't look fine. Marisol smiled weakly. I look better than I feel. Dr. Kaid stepped forward. We don't have much time. If you're going to do this, you need to do it now. Do what? Khalil asked. Marisol reached into her pocket and pulled out a second USB drive, identical to the one in the storage unit. This is the real one, she said. The one in the storage unit is a copy. I needed to make sure it was safe. What's on it? Everything. Names, payments, recordings of conversations, video footage from the trials. She paused. And the name of the person in charge. Khalil's heart pounded. Who? Marisol hesitated, looked at Dr. Kaide, then back at Khalil. Your father. The words hit him like a punch to the chest. No. Yes. That's not possible. My father wouldn't. Your father funded the entire operation, Marisol interrupted. He set up the shell companies. He picked the researchers. He approved every trial. And when people started dying, he made sure no one could trace it back to him. Okay, let's pause here. If you didn't see that twist coming, subscribe right now because there are more bombs dropping. Comment below. Could you expose your own father if he was responsible for innocent deaths? This is getting heavy and I want to know where you stand. Khalil felt like the room was spinning. You're lying. I'm not. Marisol held up the USB drive. It's all here. Bank records, emails, phone calls. He knew exactly what was happening, and he didn't stop it. Khalil staggered backward, leaned against the wall. His father, the man who taught him how to build a company, how to lead, how to win, the man who'd looked him in the eye 1,000 times, had lied to him the whole time. Why? Khalil whispered. Money, Marisol said simply. The trials were worth billions if they succeeded. He didn't care how many people died along the way. Sky watched him carefully. Are you okay? He wasn't, but he nodded anyway. Dr. Cody spoke up. If you release this, your father goes to prison. Your company collapses. Your name gets destroyed. Khalil looked at the USB drive in Marisol's hand, then at Sky, then at Marisol. Give it to me, he said. Marisol handed it over. What are you going to do? She asked. Khalil closed his fist around the drive. I'm going to finish what you started." Marisol sat down slowly. Her breathing was labored. Sky stayed close to her side. "Before you do anything," Marisol said, "you need to understand what you're up against." Khalil crouched down to her level. "Tell me." "Your father didn't work alone. He has partners. Lawyers, politicians, people who made sure this operation stayed hidden." She coughed. "If you expose him, they'll come after you." "Let them. I'm serious. These people don't play fair. They'll dig up every mistake you've ever made, every bad decision. They'll turn the media against you, make you look like the villain. I don't care." "You should." Marisol's eyes were intense. "Because once you start this, you can't stop halfway. You go all the way, or you lose everything." Khalil met her gaze. "I already lost everything the moment I signed those contracts. I just didn't know it yet." Dr. Kaidi stepped in. "There's something else you should know. The trials didn't stop." Khalil's blood went cold. "What?" "They're still running. Different location. Different name, but same operation." "Where?" "I don't know exactly, but I know they moved everything after Marisol left. They're being more careful now, harder to track." Khalil stood. "Then we find them. We shut them down." "It's not that simple," Dr. Kaidi said. "They have protection, government contracts, approval from agencies that are supposed to regulate them." "How is that possible?" "Because the right people got paid," Marisol said bitterly. "That's how it always works." Sky tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mama, why didn't you tell the police?" Marisol's face softened. "I tried, baby, but the police said I didn't have enough proof. They said I was making things up. But you had proof. Not the kind they'd believe, not without someone powerful backing me up." She looked at Khalil. "That's why I needed him." Khalil paced the small room. His mind was racing. "The journalist. Alani Cruz. If I give her this drive, she'll publish it?" "Maybe," Marisol said, "but she'll need more than just the drive. She'll need witnesses, people willing to go on record." "Will you?" Marisol hesitated. "If I go public, I'm dead within a week. Not if we protect you." "Who's going to protect me?" "You?" She shook her head. "You're one man. They're an entire network." "Then we build our own network," Khalil said. "We find other victims, other families, people who lost someone in these trials. We get them to speak up." Dr. Kaid crossed his arms. "Most of them don't even know their loved ones were part of a trial. They think it was natural causes. Bad luck. Then we tell them the truth. And if they don't believe you, then we show them the evidence." Marisol coughed again, harder this time. Blood flecked her lips. Sky gasped. "Mama!" Dr. Kaidi moved quickly, helping Marisol sit up straighter. "She needs real medical care," he said. "Not this basement." "No hospitals," Marisol rasped. "They're watching hospitals." "Then what?" Khalil demanded. "We just let you die down here?" Marisol looked at him with tired eyes. "If I die, it doesn't matter, as long as the truth gets out." "It does matter," Sky said, crying now. "You matter." Marisol pulled her daughter close. "I know, baby. But some things are bigger than one person." Khalil felt his throat tighten. "No, we're not doing this. We're not sacrificing you so the story works." He looked at Dr. Kaidi. "There has to be another way." Dr. Kaid thought for a moment. "There might be, but it's risky. Everything about this is risky. There's a doctor I know, someone who used to work for them but got out. She's been hiding for 2 years. If anyone can help Marisol, it's her. Where is she?" "I can't tell you that here. Too many ears." Khalil nodded. "Then take us to her." Dr. Kaide checked his watch. "We have to move now. The night shift starts in 15 minutes. That's when they swap security." "Security for what?" Khalil asked. "For making sure people like Marisol don't leave." Dr. Kaida grabbed a medical bag from a shelf. This clinic isn't as safe as you think. Some of the staff report back to them. Marisol struggled to stand. Sky helped her. How do we get out without being seen? Khalil asked. Loading dock. There's a delivery truck that comes every night. We hide you in the back until it's past the cameras. And then? Then we get you to Dr. Lindsay Chen. She's the one I told you about. She knows how to treat what they did to Marisol. Khalil looked at Marisol. What exactly did they do to you? She took a shaky breath. They exposed me to something during one of the trials. I was observing, taking notes. There was an accident. A vial broke. I breathed it in. What was in the vial? I don't know. But whatever it was, it's been shutting down my organs slowly ever since. Khalil felt sick. How long do you have? Dr. Kade thinks maybe 2 weeks. Maybe less. Sky's grip on her mother tightened. But Dr. Chen can help? She developed the compound, Dr. Kade said. If anyone knows how to reverse it, it's her. They moved toward the door. Dr. Kade checked the hallway. Empty. Stay close. Don't talk. If anyone asks, your family visiting a patient. They climbed the stairs slowly. Marisol had to stop twice to catch her breath. When they reached the main floor, the waiting room was even more crowded than before. Perfect cover. Dr. Kaide led them through a side exit toward the loading area. A truck was already there, engine running. The driver saw them and nodded. Dr. Kaide, we need a ride. The driver looked at Khalil, then at Marisol and Sky. This about the thing we don't talk about? Yes. The driver opened the back. Get in. I'll take you as far as the bridge. After that, you're on your own. They climbed inside. The truck smelled like disinfectant and cardboard. The door closed. Darkness. Sky whispered, I don't like this. I know, Khalil said, but we're almost out. The truck started moving. 5 minutes passed. 10. Then the truck stopped suddenly. Voices outside. Routine check, someone said. Khalil's heart hammered. He pulled Sky and Marisol toward the back corner behind a stack of boxes. The door opened. A flashlight beam swept across the cargo area. What are you carrying? A man's voice asked. Medical supplies, the driver replied. Same as every night. Mind if I take a look? Go ahead. Footsteps, the beam getting closer. Khalil held his breath. Sky buried her face in Marisol's shoulder. The beam passed over the boxes they were hiding behind. Paused, then moved on. All right? You're good. The door slammed shut. The truck started moving again. Khalil exhaled slowly. That was too close, Dr. Kaide whispered. Are they looking for us specifically? Khalil asked. Probably. Word spreads fast when a billionaire shows up at a clinic like this. Then they know I'm helping her. They know something. They just don't know what yet. The truck drove for another 20 minutes before stopping again. This time, the driver knocked twice on the wall. End of the line. Dr. Kaide opened the door. They were parked under a bridge. Graffiti on the walls, the sound of traffic overhead. Dr. Chen lives 2 miles from here, Dr. Kaide said. We walk the rest of the way. Marisol leaned heavily on Khalil. She was getting weaker. Can you make it? He asked. I have to. Sky took her mother's other arm. They started walking. The city felt different at night. Quieter, more dangerous. How do you know we can trust Dr. Chen? Khalil asked. Because she's the one who told me what they were really doing, Dr. Kaide said. She tried to stop it from the inside. When that didn't work, she disappeared. And she'll help us? She'll help Marisol. The rest is up to you. They turned down a narrow street, apartments with broken windows, a dog barking somewhere. Dr. Kaide stopped in front of a building. This is it. He knocked on a door. 3 times. Paused. Then twice. The door opened a crack. A woman peered out. Asian. 40s. Tired eyes. Kaide? I need your help. She saw Marisol and understood immediately. Get her inside. Now. Dr. Chen's apartment was small. One bedroom, a kitchen that doubled as a lab. Beakers and medical equipment covered every surface. She cleared a space on the couch and helped Marisol lie down. How long has she been symptomatic? Dr. Chen asked, checking Marisol's pulse. 4 months, Dr. Kaide said. Dr. Chen's face went pale. 4 months? She should be dead. I know. What have you been giving her? Immunosuppressants, antivirals, anything to slow it down. Dr. Chen shook her head. That won't work. The compound attacks at the cellular level. You can't suppress what's already inside. Khalil stepped forward. But you can reverse it? Dr. Chen looked at him for the first time. Really looked. You're Khalil Mercer. Yes. Your company funded this. I know. She stared at him. And now you want me to save her? Yes. Why should I trust you? Because I'm here. Because I brought her to you. Because I'm ready to burn it all down if that's what it takes. Dr. Chen studied him, then looked back at Marisol. I can try, but I need time. And I need materials I don't have. What materials? The original compound. I need a sample to create the antidote. Khalil's stomach sank. Where do we get that? The only place that still has it. The new facility. The one that's still running trials? Dr. Chen nodded. They moved everything after Marisol leaked the first batch of files. New location, new security. But the compound is there. Do you know where? I know someone who might. She pulled out a burner phone and dialed. Waited. No answer. She tried again. This time, someone picked up. It's me, Dr. Chen said quietly. I need to know where they moved the lab. Silence on the other end. Then a voice Khalil couldn't make out. I understand the risk, Dr. Chen continued. But someone's dying. Someone who tried to stop them. More silence. Thank you. She hung up. Well? Dr. Kaide asked. The facility is outside the city. 40 miles north. It's registered as a pharmaceutical research center, but it's running the same trials. Can we get in? Khalil asked. Not easily. They have security. Cameras, restricted access. But it's possible? Dr. Chen hesitated. If you have someone on the inside? Do you? Not anymore. Everyone I knew either quit or disappeared. Khalil thought hard. What about the people who work there now? Are any of them having doubts? Probably. But they're too scared to speak up. Then we give them a reason to. Dr. Chen raised an eyebrow. What are you suggesting? I go in. Not as a thief. As an investor. My company still has ties to pharmaceutical research. I request a tour, see the facility, ask questions. They'll never let you near the real operation. Then I make them think I'm interested in funding more trials. I play the part they expect. Dr. Kaide shook his head. That's suicide. The moment they realize what you're really doing, they won't. Because I'll have leverage. What leverage? Khalil held up the USB drive Marisol had given him. I tell them I know what they did. I tell them I have proof, and I tell them I'm willing to bury it for the right price. Dr. Chen's eyes widened. You'd pretend to join them? Long enough to get what we need. And if they don't believe you, then I improvise. Marisol coughed from the couch. Everyone turned. He's right, she said weakly. It's the only way. Mama, no, Sky said. It's too dangerous. Everything about this is dangerous, baby. Marisol looked at Khalil. But if he can get that compound, I have a chance. And if I can't? She smiled faintly. Then at least you tried. Khalil looked at Dr. Chen. How fast can you make the antidote once I get the sample? If it's pure, 3 days, maybe 4. Then we don't have time to waste. Dr. Kaida grabbed his arm. You're talking about walking into the lion's den. These people have killed for less. I know. And you're still going? Khalil looked at Sky, at Marisol, at the USB drive in his hand. I don't have a choice. Dr. Chen wrote down an address. This is the facility. If you're serious about this, go tomorrow morning, early, before they have time to prepare. Khalil took the paper. Tomorrow, he'd face the people who'd been hiding in the shadows. Tomorrow, the war became real. Khalil barely slept that night. Dr. Chen let them stay in her apartment, but every sound made him jump. Every car passing outside felt like a threat. By 5 in the morning, he gave up trying to rest. Sky was curled up next to her mother on the couch. Marisol's breathing was shallow but steady. Dr. Kaide sat at the kitchen table drinking cold coffee. You're really doing this? He asked quietly. Yes. You know they'll see through it. Maybe, but I have to try. Dr. Kaide slid a phone across the table. Burner. My number's already in it. If anything goes wrong, call me. Khalil pocketed the phone. What happens if I don't call? Then we assume the worst and disappear. What about Marisol? We do what we can with what we have. Dr. Kaide's voice was grim. But without that compound, she won't make it past next week. Khalil stood. He needed to look the part. Businessman. Investor. Someone who belonged in that world. Dr. Chen appeared from the bedroom with a suit bag. I thought you might need this, she said. It belonged to my ex-husband. He was about your size. Khalil took it. A dark suit. Clean. Professional. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Just come back alive. He changed in the bathroom. When he looked in the mirror, he saw the man he used to be. The one who signed contracts without reading them. The one who trusted his father. That man was gone now. By 6:30, he was ready. Dr. Chen handed him a business card. This is your cover. You're representing a private equity firm interested in pharmaceutical investments. Use the name on the card. He read it. Marcus Webb. Memorize it. If they check, the firm exists. The phone number works. I set it up last night. How? I still have friends in places you don't want to know about. Khalil looked at Marisol one last time. She was awake, watching him. Be careful, she whispered. I will. Sky stirred. Where are you going? To get medicine for your mom. Can I come? Not this time. Her face fell, but she nodded. Dr. Kaida drove him to the facility. They didn't talk much. The roads were empty. Dawn was just breaking. 40 miles north, just like Dr. Chen said. The building appeared suddenly. Modern. Glass and steel. A sign out front. North Point Biomedical Research. This is it, Dr. Kaide said. Khalil stared at the building. It looked legitimate, professional. Nothing like a place where people died. Remember, Dr. Kaide said, you're there to invest. Ask about success rates, safety protocols. Make them. Think you care about the science, not the bodies. Got it. And if you see anything that confirms what's on that USB drive, I'll document it. Dr. Kaide handed him a pen. Camera's in the clip. Press the top twice to start recording. Khalil tested it. A tiny red light blinked once. How long does it record? 2 hours. Make it count. Khalil stepped out of the car. The building's front doors were glass. Automatic. A receptionist sat inside. He walked in, shoulders back, confidence he didn't feel. Good morning, the receptionist said. Do you have an appointment? I do. Marcus Webb. I'm here to speak with Dr. Raymond Voss. The receptionist typed something, paused, looked up. Dr. Voss wasn't expecting you today. I sent an email last night. Perhaps it didn't go through. She checked again. One moment. She picked up the phone, spoke quietly, hung up. Dr. Voss will see you. 3rd floor. Conference room B. Thank you. Khalil walked toward the elevator, heart pounding. The doors closed. He pressed the button for the third floor. The pen camera was already recording. Now came the hard part. Lying to the people who'd killed 23 innocents and making them believe every word. The elevator doors opened on the third floor. The hallway was bright, clean, sterile. A woman in a lab coat waited for him. Mr. Webb? Yes. I'm Dr. Sarah Ortiz, Director of Clinical Operations. Dr. Voss asked me to give you a tour before your meeting. Khalil shook her hand. I appreciate that. Right this way. She led him down the hall. Through windows he could see labs, people in masks working with equipment. Everything looked normal. We run multiple trials here, Dr. Ortiz explained. Everything from cancer treatments to neurological therapies. Our success rate is among the highest in the industry. Impressive. How many trials are currently active? 12. Most are in phase 2. A few in phase 3. And your patient retention. She hesitated for just a second. Quite high. Khalil noticed the pause. He pressed the pen clip twice. The camera was recording. How high? 85% complete their treatment protocol. What happens to the other 15%? Some withdraw voluntarily. Others experience complications that require them to leave the study. What kind of complications? Dr. Ortiz's smile tightened. That varies by trial. We're very transparent with our participants about potential risks. They passed a conference room. Through the glass, Khalil saw a man in an expensive suit. Gray hair, sharp eyes. His father. Khalil's breath caught. He forced himself to keep walking. Dr. Ortiz noticed. That's one of our board members. He's here for a quarterly review. I see. His father hadn't seen him. Not yet. They turned a corner. Dr. Ortiz opened a door to a smaller lab. This is where we monitor our most sensitive trials. The compounds we develop here are proprietary. Cutting edge. Khalil stepped inside. Rows of vials. Computers tracking data. A scientist adjusting a machine. What's that trial for? He asked, pointing to a chart on the wall. Cellular regeneration. We're testing a compound that can repair damaged tissue at the molecular level. Sounds revolutionary. It is. If it works, it could change medicine forever. And if it doesn't? Dr. Ortiz's expression didn't change. All research carries risk. That's why we have strict protocols. Khalil moved closer to the vials. Each one had a code. No names, just numbers. How do you track participants? Through our internal database. Every patient is assigned an ID. Do families have access to that information? Only with proper authorization. What if a participant dies? How do you notify next of kin? Dr. Ortiz paused. That's handled by our ethics committee. And if there's no next of kin listed? Then we follow state guidelines for unclaimed remains. Khalil felt cold. Unclaimed remains, like they were objects, not people. How often does that happen? Rarely. But it does happen? Mr. Webb, I'm not sure what you're implying. I'm not implying anything. I'm trying to understand your process. If I'm going to invest, I need to know everything. She studied him. Of course. We're completely transparent. Good. Then I'd like to see your trial results. All of them. That information is confidential. I'm a potential investor. I need to know what I'm funding. Dr. Ortiz's smile vanished. I'll have to speak with Dr. Voss about that. Please do. She led him back to the elevator, pressed the button for the 5th floor. Dr. Voss's office is at the end of the hall. He'll answer any additional questions. Thank you. The elevator doors closed. Khalil was alone. He checked the pen, still recording. When the doors opened, he stepped into a different world. This floor was quieter, darker, fewer windows. At the end of the hall was a large office. The door was open. A man sat behind the desk, Dr. Raymond Voss. He looked up as Khalil approached. "Mr. Webb, please, come in." Khalil stepped inside. The door closed behind him. And he realized something. Dr. Voss wasn't alone. Sitting in the corner, hidden from view until now, was his father. "Hello, son," his father said quietly. Khalil's blood turned to ice. They knew. Khalil didn't move. His father stood slowly, hands in his pockets. "Marcus Webb," his father said. "Clever alias. But you should have known we monitor everyone who contacts this facility." Dr. Voss leaned back in his chair. "Your email triggered an alert. We ran facial recognition on the lobby cameras. Found you in under 2 minutes." Khalil's mind raced. The pen was still recording. He had to keep them talking. "So, you know why I'm here," he said. "We can guess," his father replied. "Marisol got to you. She told me the truth. Her version of it. 23 people are dead. That's not a version. That's a fact." His father sighed. "Those people were dying anyway. We gave them hope, a chance. You gave them poison. We gave them experimental treatment. Some responded well, others didn't. That's how science works." Khalil felt rage building in his chest. "You killed them and covered it up." "We documented everything," Dr. Voss interjected. "Every patient signed a consent form. They knew the risks. Did they know you were testing unapproved compounds? Did they know you were falsifying safety data?" His father's expression hardened. "You don't understand what we're trying to accomplish here." "Then explain it." "We're saving lives, real lives. The treatments we're developing could cure diseases that kill millions. But progress requires sacrifice." "Sacrifice? You mean murder?" "I mean acceptable losses in pursuit of a greater good." Khalil stepped closer. "Who decides what's acceptable? You? Someone has to. And the families? The people who lost someone? Do they get a say?" His father's jaw tightened. "They were compensated." "With what? Silence money?" "With enough to move on." Khalil shook his head in disbelief. You paid them to forget their loved ones died in your experiments." "We helped them through a difficult time. You bought their silence so you could keep killing." Dr. Voss stood. "Mr. Mercer, I think this conversation is over. I'm not done." "Yes, you are." Dr. Voss pressed a button on his desk. The door opened. 2 security guards stepped in. "Escort Mr. Mercer out," Dr. Voss said. Khalil didn't resist. "Not yet." "What about Marisol?" he asked. "What are you going to do about her?" His father finally looked him in the eye. "Marisol made her choice. She stole confidential information. She's facing consequences." "You poisoned her." "She exposed herself during a lab accident. We tried to help. She refused treatment. Because she knew you'd finish the job." His father said nothing. The guards moved toward Khalil. "You're going to let them kill her?" Khalil demanded. "Your own employee?" "She's not an employee anymore," his father said coldly. "She's a liability." "And what am I?" His father hesitated. For just a moment, something flickered in his eyes. "Regret? Shame? You're my son. And you're making a mistake. The mistake was trusting you." The guards grabbed his arms, not rough, just firm. "Wait," Dr. Voss said suddenly. He looked at Khalil. "What do you want?" Khalil stopped. "What?" "You came here for something. What is it?" Khalil made a decision, a gamble. "The compound, the one that's killing Marisol. I want a sample." Dr. Voss laughed. "You think we'd just give that to you?" "I think you want this to go away quietly. I think you don't want what's on that USB drive going public." His father tensed. "What USB drive?" "The one Marisol gave me. The one with all your dirty secrets." The room went silent. Dr. Voss exchanged a look with his father. "You're bluffing," his father said. "Try me." Another silence. Finally, Dr. Voss spoke. "What are you proposing?" Khalil straightened. "I give you the drive. You give me the compound. We both walk away." "And Marisol?" "She gets treatment. She disappears. You never hear from her again." Dr. Voss considered this. "And the data on the drive?" "Gone. Erased. Like it never existed." His father stepped forward. "You'd bury evidence of murder for one woman's life?" Khalil met his gaze. "Yes." His father stared at him, searching for the lie. "All right," Dr. Voss said. "We have a deal." Dr. Voss walked to a safe behind his desk. Khalil watched every move. "The compound is highly unstable," Dr. Voss said as he worked the combination. "It requires specific storage conditions. If mishandled, it becomes useless." "I'll be careful." The safe opened. Dr. Voss pulled out a small metal case. He set it on the desk. "This is enough for one treatment cycle. No more." Khalil reached for it. His father blocked his hand. "The drive first." Khalil pulled out the USB drive Marisol had given him. He held it up. "How do I know that's the real one?" his father asked. "How do I know that's the real compound?" They stared at each other. Dr. Voss broke the tension. "We don't have time for games. Make the trade." Khalil placed the USB drive on the desk. His father examined it, then plugged it into his computer. Files appeared on the screen. Documents, audio recordings, video footage. His father's face went pale. "This is everything," he whispered. "I told you." His father ejected the drive, held it tight. "You can go." Khalil picked up the metal case. It was cold, heavy. "One more thing," he said. "What?" "I want your word that Marisol and her daughter are left alone. Completely alone." Dr. Voss nodded. "You have it." "Your word means nothing to me," Khalil said, looking at his father. "I want his." His father's jaw clenched. "Fine. They'll be left alone." "Swear it." "I swear." Khalil turned to leave. "Khalil," his father called. He stopped. "You just traded justice for one life. You know that, right?" Khalil looked back. "No, I bought time. There's a difference." He walked out. The guards didn't follow him. He took the elevator down, walked through the lobby. Nobody stopped him. Dr. Kaidi was waiting outside in the car. He saw the metal case and exhaled. "You got it." "I got it." "What did you have to give them?" "The USB drive." Dr. Kadi's eyes went wide. "You gave them the evidence?" "I gave them a copy." Khalil pulled out a second USB drive from his jacket pocket. "The real one. Marisol gave me two. She said never to trust anyone with everything." Dr. Kaidi started laughing. Actually laughing. "Smart woman." "Let's get this to Dr. Chen. We're running out of time." They drove fast. Khalil kept checking the mirror. No cars followed. 40 minutes later, they were back at Dr. Chen's apartment. She met them at the door. "Did you get it?" Khalil handed her the case. She opened it carefully. Inside was a single vial. Clear liquid. "This is it," she confirmed. "I can work with this." "How long?" 3 days. Maybe less if I don't sleep." "Then don't sleep." Dr. Chen carried the vial to her makeshift lab. Khalil found Marisol on the couch. She looked worse, skin gray, breathing labored. Sky sat beside her, holding her hand. "Did you get it?" Marisol asked weakly. "Yes." "What did it cost?" "Nothing we can't recover from." She smiled faintly. "You're lying." "Maybe." She coughed, blood on her lips. "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet. We're not done." Sky looked up at him. "Is Mama going to be okay?" He wanted to say yes, wanted to promise, but he'd learned not to make promises he couldn't keep. "Dr. Chen is going to try her best." Sky nodded. She understood. Dr. Kaide pulled Khalil aside. "What now?" "Now we wait. And while we wait, we plan." "Plan what?" how to take them down for real. You still have the second drive? Khalil patted his pocket. Everything they said in that office was recorded too. The pen camera caught it all. Dr. Cade grinned. So you didn't just buy time, you collected more evidence. Exactly. What's the next move? Khalil pulled out his phone, the burner Dr. Cade had given him. He dialed a number he'd memorized. A woman answered. This is Alani Cruz. Ms. Cruz, my name is Khalil Mercer. I have a story for you, one that's going to destroy some very powerful people. Silence on the other end. Then, I'm listening. Not over the phone. Meet me tomorrow. I'll send you the location. Why should I trust you? Because I'm about to hand you the biggest story of your career, and because if I don't, a woman and her daughter are going to die. Another pause. Send me the address. I'll be there. He hung up. Dr. Cade stared at him. You're really doing this? I told you, we're taking them all down. Your father included? Khalil looked at Marisol. At Sky. Especially my father. The next morning, Khalil met Alani Cruz at a diner across town. She was younger than he expected. Early 30s, sharp eyes, a recorder already on the table. You're really him, she said as he sat down. I am. The billionaire who funded illegal drug trials. I didn't know they were illegal. But yes. She leaned back. Why reach out to me? You could bury this. Pay people off? Make it disappear. Because 23 people are dead. And I helped kill them. Alani studied him. You're risking everything by talking to me. I know. Your company. Your reputation. Your family. I know. So why do it? Khalil pulled out the USB drive, set it on the table. Because this is bigger than me. She looked at the drive but didn't touch it. What's on there? Everything. Financial records, trial data, recordings, video footage, names of everyone involved. Including yours? Including mine. She picked up the drive, turned it over in her hand. If I publish this, you go down too. I'm counting on it. Why? Because nobody will believe this story unless I'm willing to take the fall. If I protect myself, people will think it's a cover-up. But if I admit what I did, if I show them I'm not hiding, they'll listen. Alani's expression softened slightly. You've thought this through. I've had time to think about nothing else. She plugged the drive into her laptop, started scrolling through files. Her face changed as she read. Shock, anger, disbelief. This is worse than I imagined, she whispered. I know. There are government officials on here, FDA inspectors, senators. I know. If I publish this, people will come after me. They'll come after both of us. She closed the laptop. When do you want this to go live? As soon as possible, but I need 2 days. Why? Because the woman who gave me this evidence is dying. She needs treatment, and I need to make sure she and her daughter are safe before this explodes. Alani nodded slowly. 2 days. Then I'm publishing everything. Agreed. She stood. I hope you're ready for what comes next. I'm not. But I'm doing it anyway. She left. Khalil sat alone in the booth. His phone buzzed. A text from Dr. Cade. Problem. Get back here now. His stomach dropped. He threw cash on the table and ran. 20 minutes later, he burst into Dr. Chen's apartment. Dr. Cade met him at the door. It's Marisol. She's getting worse. Khalil pushed past him. Marisol was on the couch. Her breathing was shallow, rapid. Sky was crying beside her. Dr. Chen was checking her vitals, face grim. What happened? Khalil asked. Her body's shutting down faster than I anticipated, Dr. Chen said. The compound is accelerating. Can you finish the antidote? Not in time. I need another day, maybe 2. She doesn't have 2 days. I know. Khalil knelt beside Marisol. Stay with us, please. Her eyes opened slightly. Sky. I'm here, Mama, Sky sobbed. Promise me, Marisol's voice was barely audible. Promise me you'll finish this. We will, Khalil said. Not we, you. She looked at him. They'll come for you. When the story breaks, they'll try to stop you. Let them try. She coughed. Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. Sky, take care of her. I will. Marisol's hand found Sky's. I love you, baby. Don't leave me, Mama, please. I'm not leaving. I'm just resting. Her eyes closed. The heart monitor beeped steadily, then slower. Then, Dr. Chen moved fast. She's crashing. If you're feeling this right now, you need to subscribe, because what happens next will either break you or give you hope. Comment, Justice for Marisol, if you think Khalil better make them pay. The most liked comment gets pinned, and I'm checking every single one. She started CPR. Dr. Kaida grabbed equipment. Khalil pulled Sky back, held her as she screamed. Minutes passed. Dr. Chen kept trying. Finally, she stopped, looked at Khalil, shook her head. No, Sky whispered. No, no, no. She broke free and ran to her mother, shook her, begged her to wake up. Khalil felt like his chest was caving in. Marisol was gone. The woman who'd saved his life. The woman who'd tried to save 23 others. Dead because he hadn't moved fast enough. Dr. Kaid put a hand on his shoulder. This isn't your fault. Yes, it is. No, it's theirs. Dr. Kaide's voice was hard. And now you make them pay. Khalil looked at Sky, sobbing over her mother's body. He'd promised Marisol he'd finish this. He'd promised he'd protect Sky. He didn't know how to do either, but he was going to try, even if it killed him. They buried Marisol quietly. No service, no announcement. Just Khalil, Dr. Kaide, Dr. Chen and Sky standing in a small cemetery outside the city. Sky didn't cry. She'd run out of tears hours ago. She just stared at the headstone with empty eyes. Khalil knelt beside her. I'm sorry I couldn't save her. She didn't think you could, Sky said softly. She just wanted you to tell the truth. I will. When? Tomorrow. The story goes live tomorrow. Sky looked at him. What happens to me? The question hit him hard. He hadn't thought that far ahead. You'll stay with me. I'll take care of you. You don't have to. I want to. Why? Because your mom saved my life once, and because I owe her more than I can ever repay. Sky turned back to the headstone. Mama said you were a good person who made bad choices. She said everyone deserves a second chance. Khalil's throat tightened. She was too kind. No, she was right. They stood in silence for a long time. Finally, Dr. Kadi approached. We need to go. It's not safe to stay in one place too long. Khalil took Sky's hand. They walked back to the car. That night, Khalil couldn't sleep. He sat at Dr. Chen's kitchen table staring at his phone. Alani had sent him a draft of the article. He read it 3 times. It was brutal, honest. It named everyone, including him. His company would collapse. His father would go to prison. His reputation would be destroyed. But 23 families would finally know the truth. He typed a response. Publish it. 3 dots appeared. Then, are you sure? He hesitated. Then typed, yes. It goes live at 6 a.m. He set the phone down. Dr. Kaida walked in. Can't sleep? No. Second thoughts? Every thought is a second thought right now. Dr. Kode poured himself water. You know what happens tomorrow, right? I'll lose everything. Probably. People will hate me. Definitely. My father will never forgive me. Good. He doesn't deserve forgiveness. Khalil rubbed his face. What if this doesn't change anything? What if they just find someone else to blame? Then at least you tried. At least those 23 people didn't die. For nothing. Marisol died for this. Marisol died fighting. That's different. Dr. Kaida sat down. She chose this. You didn't force her. I should have moved faster. You moved as fast as you could. Khalil looked at him. Do you think she knew that she wouldn't make it? Dr. Kaid nodded. I think she knew the moment she sent Sky to find you. I think she made peace with it. Then why go through all of this? Why not just release the evidence herself? Because nobody would have listened to her. But they'll listen to you. Dr. Kaidi leaned forward. You're a billionaire. You have a name. A platform. She needed you to amplify her voice. I'm just a megaphone. Sometimes that's all it takes to change the world. Morning came faster than Khalil wanted. At exactly 6 a.m., his phone exploded with notifications. The article was live. He opened it. The headline read, Billionaire exposes deadly drug trials. I helped fund murder. Below, it was his photo, then Marisol's, then a list of 23 names, the victims. Within minutes, it was everywhere. News sites, social media, television. His phone rang, his assistant, his lawyers, his board members. He ignored them all. Instead, he walked to the living room where Sky was sleeping on the couch. He sat beside her, watched her breathe. She'd lost everything. Her mother, her home, her entire world. But she was alive, and he was going to make sure she stayed that way, no matter what it cost. His phone rang again. This time, he answered. Mr. Mercer, this is Agent Lisa Torres with the FBI. We need to talk. He took a breath. I'm ready. Agent Torres arrived within the hour. She came alone. No sirens, no backup. Khalil met her at the door. Mr. Mercer, Agent Torres. She looked past him. Is the child here? Yes, she's sleeping. Good. We'll need to speak with her eventually. But not today. They sat at the kitchen table. Dr. Kaidi and Dr. Chen stayed close. Agent Torres set down a folder. I've read the article. I've reviewed the files you provided. This is significant. I know. We're opening a full investigation, federal charges, multiple defendants. How long will that take? Months, maybe years. These cases are complicated. People died. How is that complicated? Because proving intent is difficult. Your father and Dr. Voss will claim they were conducting legitimate research. They'll say the deaths were unfortunate, but within acceptable parameters. Khalil's jaw tightened. Acceptable parameters? That's how they'll frame it. And they have expensive lawyers who know how to muddy the water. What about the recordings, the documents? All helpful, but we need witnesses. People who worked there, people who saw what happened. Most of them are too scared to talk. Then we need to convince them they're safer talking than staying silent. Dr. Kaid spoke up. What about protection? For the people who do come forward? We can offer witness protection, relocation, new identities if necessary. And what about Sky? Khalil asked. She witnessed something years ago. Her mother said they've been hunting them ever since. Agent Torres nodded. We'll protect her. But you need to understand something, Mr. Mercer. The moment this investigation goes public, you become a target too. I'm already a target. Not like this. Right now, you're a whistleblower, a sympathetic figure. But your father's lawyers will try to flip that narrative. They'll paint you as bitter, resentful, someone trying to destroy your family out of spite. Let them try. They will. And it will get ugly. Khalil exhaled. What do you need from me? Full cooperation, testimony, access to any additional evidence you have. She paused. And I need you to stay visible. Don't go into hiding. Don't run. If you disappear, people will think you're guilty of something worse. I'm not hiding. Good. Agent Torres stood. We'll be in touch. Don't leave the state without notifying us first. Understood. She left. Dr. Chen poured coffee. This is really happening. Yes. Your father will be arrested? Eventually. How do you feel about that? Khalil stared at his hands. I don't know. He's still my father, but he's also a killer. Those two things can both be true. Sky appeared in the doorway, hair messy, eyes red. Who was that? FBI. They're investigating. Are we in trouble? No, we're the ones telling the truth. She walked over and sat beside him. Mama said the truth always costs something. She was right. What did it cost you? Everything I used to have. Was it worth it? He looked at her. Really looked. A 7-year-old who'd seen too much, lost too much, but still asking the hard questions. Ask me in a year. She nodded. Okay. His phone buzzed. A text from Alani. The story's trending worldwide. 3 senators just called for hearings. You did it. He showed Sky the message. Does that mean we won? She asked. It means we started something. Winning takes longer. How much longer? I don't know. She leaned against him. I'm tired. Me too. Can we rest now? For a little while. She closed her eyes. Khalil looked at Dr. Kaide and Dr. Chen. What happens next? He asked quietly. Dr. Kaide shrugged. The hard part. Testifying. Court. Media circus. Your father trying to destroy you. And after that? If we're lucky? Justice, if we're not. At least we tried. Khalil looked down at Sky, already asleep against his shoulder. She'd lost her mother fighting this fight. He wasn't going to let her lose anything else, even if it meant facing his father in court, even if it meant watching his entire empire burn. Some things were worth the cost. And Sky was one of them. 3 months later, Khalil stood outside a federal courthouse. Cameras everywhere. Reporters shouting questions. Mr. Mercer, are you testifying today? Mr. Mercer, have you spoken to your father? Mr. Mercer, do you regret coming forward? He ignored them all. Sky walked beside him, Dr. Kaide on her other side. Agent Torres led them through security. Inside, the hallway was quieter, colder. His father was already there, sitting on a bench with his lawyers. His hair had gone completely gray in 3 months, his suit still perfect, his face unreadable. Their eyes met. Neither spoke. Agent Torres guided Khalil past him toward the courtroom. You okay? She asked quietly. No. Good. That means you're human. They entered the courtroom. It was packed. Families of the victims, journalists, lawyers on both sides. Khalil took his seat. Sky sat behind him in the gallery. She gave him a small wave. He nodded back. The judge entered. Everyone stood. We're here today for the preliminary hearing in the case of United States versus Gerald Mercer, Raymond Voss, and others. This court will determine if sufficient evidence exists to proceed to trial. The prosecutor stood. A woman in her 50s. Sharp. Prepared. Your Honor, the government has evidence showing a systematic pattern of fraud, negligence, and reckless endangerment resulting in the deaths of 23 individuals. We have financial records, recordings, and witness testimony. Defense? His father's lead attorney stood. Expensive suit, confident smile. Your Honor, the defense maintains that all research was conducted within legal parameters. Any unfortunate outcomes were disclosed risks that participants willingly accepted. The prosecutor shot back. Participants who were misled about the true nature of the trials. Alleged misleading. We have signed consent forms. Consent obtained through deception is not consent. The judge raised a hand. We'll examine the evidence. Call your first witness. The prosecutor looked at Khalil. The government calls Khalil Mercer. He stood, walked to the witness stand, placed his hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. He sat. The prosecutor approached. Mr. Mercer, can you describe your relationship to the defendant, Gerald Mercer? He's my father. And your role in his company? I was CEO. He was chairman of the board. Did you knowingly participate in illegal drug trials? No. I signed funding agreements without understanding what they were really for. But you profited from them? My company did. Yes. And when did you learn the truth? 3 months ago, when a woman named Marisol contacted me. Can you tell the court about Marisol? Khalil took a breath. She worked at the research facility. She discovered people were dying in trials that were never properly disclosed. She tried to report it. She was ignored. Then she was targeted. Targeted how? She was exposed to a dangerous compound. It killed her slowly. By the time I got involved, it was too late to save her. But you tried? Yes. Why? Because she saved my life 14 years ago. And because she was right. The prosecutor nodded. What happened to the evidence she collected? I gave it to a journalist, Alani Cruz. She published everything, including evidence that implicated you? Yes. Why would you do that? Khalil looked at his father, then at Sky. Because 23 people are dead, and someone needed to be held accountable. Even if that someone was you? Especially if it was me. The prosecutor stepped back. No further questions. The defense attorney stood. He smiled. Mr. Mercer, isn't it true you blame your father for your own failures? No. Isn't it true this is revenge for being pushed out of the company? I wasn't pushed out. I walked away. After your father questioned your judgment? After I learned what he'd done? Or after you realized you couldn't compete with him? Khalil's jaw tightened. This isn't about competition. This is about murder. Alleged negligence, not murder. 23 people are dead. In medical trials that carried disclosed risks. Risks that were lied about. The attorney smirked. Says the son trying to destroy his father's legacy? Khalil leaned forward. I'm trying to stop more people from dying. The attorney paused, then sat down. The judge looked at Khalil. You may step down. He returned to his seat. The hearing continued for hours. More witnesses. More evidence. Finally, the judge spoke. Based on the evidence presented, this court finds sufficient cause to proceed to trial. The defendants will remain under supervision pending further proceedings. The gavel struck. Outside, reporters swarmed again. Mr. Mercer, how do you feel? He looked at Sky. She smiled. I feel like we're just getting started. 6 months later, the courtroom was silent as the judge read the verdict. On the count of criminal negligence resulting in death, we find the defendant, Gerald Mercer, guilty. Khalil felt Sky's hand squeeze his. On the count of fraud, guilty. On the count of conspiracy, guilty. His father sat motionless. No emotion, just emptiness. The defendant is hereby sentenced to 22 years in federal prison without possibility of parole for the first 10 years. Dr. Voss received 18 years. 3 other executives received sentences ranging from 8 to 15 years. The families of the victims cried, some in relief, some in anger that no sentence would bring their loved ones back. Khalil turned to Sky. It's over, she nodded. Mama would be proud. I think so too. They left through a side exit to avoid the media. Agent Torres met them outside. Congratulations, you did it. We all did. What's next for you? Khalil looked at Sky. I'm not sure yet. But whatever it is, we're doing it together. 1 year later, Khalil stood in front of a new building. The sign above the door read, The Marisol Foundation. Protecting trial participants. Sky stood beside him, holding a pair of scissors for the ribbon cutting. Ready? He asked. Ready. They cut the ribbon together. Inside, the foundation's staff waited. Lawyers, medical advocates, former trial participants who now helped others navigate the system. Alani Cruz was there too, documenting everything. This is incredible, she said. From whistleblower to advocate, that's quite a journey. It's the only journey that made sense, Khalil replied. Dr. Kaidi and Dr. Chen arrived. They'd both joined the Foundation's medical board. Marisol would love this, Dr. Kaidi said. I hope so. That evening, Khalil and Sky drove to the cemetery. They sat by Marisol's grave, fresh flowers already there from their last visit. I got an A on my book report, Sky said to the headstone. I wrote about brave people. I wrote about you. Khalil smiled. And Khalil officially adopted me, Sky continued. So now he's stuck with me forever. The adoption had been finalized 2 weeks ago, the happiest day of Khalil's life since this nightmare began. Sky looked up at him. Can I ask you something? Anything. Was it worth it? Losing everything? Khalil thought carefully. His company was gone, his wealth reduced to a fraction, his name forever linked to scandal. But sitting here with this little girl who called him Dad now, knowing 23 families finally had answers, knowing the trials were shut down and laws had changed. Yes, he said finally. It was worth it. Mama said you'd say that. She did. She told me before she died. She said you'd lose everything and find something better. What did I find? Sky smiled. Me. He pulled her close. She was right. He'd walked into that cafe expecting a blind date. Instead, he'd found a daughter, a purpose, a reason to be better than he was. The sun was setting, orange and pink across the sky. Come on, Khalil said. Let's go home. Home, Sky repeated, testing the word. I like that. They walked back to the car together. Behind them, Marisol's headstone caught the last light of day. Engraved beneath her name were the words Sky had chosen. She saved lives, even when it cost her own. If this story hit you in the heart, do 2 things right now. Subscribe so you never miss stories like this, and comment telling me, what would you have done in Khalil's position? Would you have sacrificed everything for the truth? Drop your answer below, and if this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next one. And somewhere in the space between justice and mercy, between loss and healing, her story finally found its ending. Not the one she'd hoped for, but the one that mattered most. The truth was finally told, and the little girl she'd left behind was finally safe.